ks18l. This thing is awesome, and I'm going to show you how to take it apart. So you got to start off with this side here. Well, inside's actually easier if you can get that in there. I'll probably use this one here. You know, I probably can't do this and record. Yeah, there we go. You can kind of just work it down. There's a couple of clips. There we go, it's 1, 2. Working on the inside is definitely easier than working on the outside. And that pops off, just like that. There's a little clip in it, right there. There's no release, it just pulls out. There we go. Set that aside. Do the same with the other side, and this comes off. It's not as easy as that. I already took the sticky stuff off. Then you got 3 screws there. There's another thingy here comes off. Already did that as well. And you got 2 screws here. So then you got to just take all of these screws off. Every single one of them. And there is a bunch. And luckily, they are all the same screws. So there's no, this screw goes here, that screw goes there kind of thing. Which is pretty damn convenient. I'm going to show you once I've got these off. After that, you just pull it off. It's has a bit of a clip to it sometimes, but I've taken this off recently. And then it just sort of pulls out like that. Try and do my best not to lose the screws that are still in that. And that's how that comes off. Then you got the battery, the main board's at the top here. To get to that, you just got to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Those 4 there. And then you need to do this one, and there's one on the other side too, and then this pops off, and then you can pull that straight off once you've done the 4 on the other side too. To get to the light, USB, and this sort of thing, it's these ones here, and on the other side as well. And obviously, there's a screw, don't want to lose that. Yeah, they're all, literally all of them the same except for these ones here, and these ones here, but they're the same screw bits. Like they will fit in here. But yeah. Alright, so I've done the same to the other side. And so you just take all of them off. Those tops, these ones here. And then the other one on this side. And that's these ones here. These are, as you can see, they're ever so slightly different. They're probably still the same thread. But they're a little bit longer and they don't have that thing on the end. And then this just sort of pulls off. And this, when this locks into place, which it will, there we go, you have to push this thing here down, and then it will move down. Oh, there we go. So it's just this little, little thingy here. And yeah, so these need to be all the way down to get this off. And this is actually a very tight fit here. So this slots in along there. And I'll show you getting this off. Alright, so to get this one out, you got to pull it on one side, a bit on the other, and it sort of levers out a little bit. I'm going to try and do this side first, pop it out. There we go. And that's off. So it is a tight fit with that going on there. I think like with a lot of this stuff, I don't think it's really keyed or anything, so it can seem to really go either way. So main board, battery, speaker, LED light connections. You got your light here, and obviously light in the back, USB ports. I'll show you what it looks like when it's on. So it's doing its thing.
Bluetooth is connected.
And it's when it's on. I wouldn't touch any of this because it's got high voltage. It looks like there's actually some fuses there, which is pretty cool. So if anything ever blows, I'll definitely check those fuses out. It's got a little fan in the back. It's got a huge heat sink. This aluminium thing is a whole heat acting as a heat sink. It's pretty cool. And yeah, that is it. So the disassemble and obviously reassemble. You just do the same, but backwards. And yeah, get to the light. I'll show you that now. So it's all these screws here, and I've gotten water in my light before when I washed it stupidly. The way I washed it, it's sort of like spraying up because it doesn't actually have any seals along here at all. But it shouldn't really be able to get water in. And yet I've ridden through incredible amounts of rain and torrential rain before and massive puddles. Never had a problem, but spraying water, it gets in. But yeah, all this sort of stuff seems pretty waterproofed. It's just yeah, and if you look at this, if you can see, there's like a film over everything. That's kind of like waterproofed it a little bit, somewhat anyway. You can probably see that shine going over the whole thing. Certain things aren't, like the fuses, they don't look like they're waterproofed. And obviously all the little connections and stuff, but they've sprayed it pretty well with that goo, that waterproofing goo. So I'd say you're pretty safe to ride in water and stuff. I've never had a problem before. It's just washing it is a problem. And yeah, these I can pretty much tell you that I can actually see the metal in the terminals. Let me see if I can help you out there. Yeah, so if I can see the metal, the water can too. Ooh, it looks a little bit corroded actually looking in there. Alright, so I removed all the screws on both sides. And you kind of just got to like lever it up. Let's see if I can do this without dropping it. Sort of pull the whole front part up. There we go, just like that. And it just pops off. Then you can get to USB ports and stuff if you need to replace them. Obviously this is just a little switch, so like if you ever get a problem with that, easily replaced. And the light, it just sort of, it can be tricky. I did this before, so when I originally took this off, there was mud and crap all stuck in it because I blasted it with water. But it does just sort of slide out, and it's not like at an angle, it just comes directly out. It is keyed. If you can see these little bits here, it's on the other side as well, so it just comes straight out. There you go, and it gets a bit stuck. And then you got to come a little bit of an angle because, there we go, wait. There we go, because it has this little bit there. I just lost my clip. But yeah, that's the light. So you just can undo those two and then dry it out on the inside if you get water in there. It is pretty open, if you can see there. It's pretty open, so you can get moisture and stuff in there pretty easily. And my brake light, which is, I don't know, one of those ones up there, actually stopped working. And I'm guessing it's because it got the water on it. I didn't think water would make a big difference because I was assuming it would be like 5 volts or something low. But it made a difference and it stopped working. Yeah, it doesn't actually say what voltage, does it? It might. But anyway, yeah, that's it. And that just slots back in. All the screws go back together and easy done. So, yes, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe and all that biz. Now I'm going to put my unicycle back together. Oh, and one more thing. I just want to show that it actually doesn't need like all this stuff connected. Like you can disconnect all this stuff, and if I turn it on, it will still work perfectly fine. Just got to watch where I put my fingers.
Bluetooth is connected.
See that? Perfectly fine. Doesn't have an issue with anything. So it does not rely on any of these little things like the lights or the USB ports or the LEDs along the side. You could probably disconnect the speakers. I don't think any of this really matters. It's not going to throw any codes or anything. It's going to be all hunky-dory. So yeah, you have any problems with things, it doesn't necessarily really matter unless you want your light to keep working. So it won't affect the functioning of the unicycle. So if your unicycle stops functioning, I would be checking those fuses, and if there's any burnt spots on the motherboard, and yeah, or the switch, because yeah, if the switch dies, you can't turn it on. but you can most likely, if you've got the update, you plug it in and then it automatically turns itself on. So yeah, there's that. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the video.